Members of the Budget Committee, on your desks are copies of a variety of different responses from requests that have been made in the course of our budget hearings. Also wanted to say, in response to a couple of questions from folks, for the purposes of our discussion next week, I have added to our wish list the request from the Fraternal Order of Police regarding pay raises that was mentioned last night at the budget hearing, for which we got this information, and that will be obviously for discussion for next week. Obviously joined today by Steve Glover, who is the chair of the Education Committee, as we jointly visit with both Community Education and the Board of Public Education. And we begin today with Livette Curry, the Director of Community Education. And Livette, are there anyone with you that you should introduce? You can face that way. Your microphone is on. Pull it down a little bit closer.
No, today I am here. Our commission chair, Reverend Vernon Dixon, sends his regards. He had an emergency that prevented him from coming at the very last second. So,
well, one can tell you'd probably be bringing a good report if you don't need backup to do it. If you will move the microphone a little bit closer to your mouth. The threshold question is, can you operate within the mayor's proposed budget?
Yes.
And with that, the floor is yours to talk about all the good work you and Community Ed is doing.
Good evening. It's always a pleasure to have this opportunity to share with you all some of the great things that are happening in Nashville Community Education. Again, I am Livette Curry, the Executive Director. A representative from our commission is here, Wendy Tucker, she's over there. And then our staff, we have Lauren Zimmerman, our Communications Coordinator, and Philip Steckline, our Program Coordinator. And so I want to thank all the commissioners who are here, as well as those who could not be here, for their continued support and the staff's hard work throughout the year. Without them, our accomplishments as a department would not be possible. Nashville Community Education is a place where community members can come to learn a variety of skills for personal and professional growth. Our program is proud to be an integral part of the city landscape. The city's commitment to our program through its funding and support show that Nashville is a city that is committed to offering its citizens a high level of services. Nashville is a city that's home to over 20 colleges and universities, so we are a city where people are committed to being lifelong learners. And the city's commitment to our program shows that we are focused on ensuring that as many people as possible has an opportunity to continue to access educational opportunities throughout adulthood. Nashville Community Education is excited about the growth we experienced this year and the great things to come next fiscal year. This year we expanded from having 1 location to 3 locations across Davidson County. We now have our main location at the Cone School, a location at Antioch High School that opened in the fall, and our newest location at Wright Middle School, which opened in the winter with the soft 2-day-a-week launch. The full 4-day-a-week launch for Wright will be fall 2014. Currently, all of our locations are part of our continued partnership with Metro Nashville Public Schools, and we are grateful for the support that they, along with the principals and communities at each school, have shown Nashville Community Education. Their support of our program makes it possible for us to continue to offer affordable educational opportunities to the adults of Nashville. The interest from Nashvillians on adult skill sharing and learning opportunities is what has allowed our department to continue to grow and expand into more communities in the Nashville area. This fiscal year, as I previously stated, we opened 2 new locations. With our new locations, we have increased our student enrollment by almost 20%, going from approximately 1,600 students last year to almost 2,000 students this fiscal year, with almost $60,000 in revenue from student fees. Over 300 students have attended classes at the satellite locations in just 1 year or less of operations. We are excited about the growth at all 3 of our locations, and additionally, we've received another grant this fiscal year from AmeriCorps that will provide our department with another year-long full-time volunteer. This volunteer has been invaluable in our expansion efforts in both new communities. We firmly believe that we can grow our current locations so that more Nashvillians have an opportunity to become and remain lifelong learners. We also increased our overall class offerings dramatically this year. We now have 159 instructors that are offering 324 classes. This includes an increase in the number of free classes offered to the community from 27 free classes to over 60 free classes this fiscal year. Our free classes included topics in financial literacy, in English and in Spanish, legal information seminars, and a variety of other topics. In preparation for next year, we applied for and received a grant from the Nashville Bar Association to increase the number of free legal information sessions from 18 to over 30 for next fiscal year. Additionally, we are honored to announce the launch of our online registration software this year. We were able to provide our students with the ability to register and pay for their classes 24 hours a day online. The number of online registrations has increased each semester, starting at 27% up to 33% during our winter session. We expect to continue to see an increase in the number of students to take advantage of this convenience. I'd like to thank all of the ITS department, as well as Barbara Hagman and Nicole Lyons from Treasury, that helped us to get to the finish line on this big project. Lastly, one of our proudest accomplishments as a department this year has been to receive an International Learn Award for our website and marketing strategy. This was great recognition by our peers in the industry of the work of the department and our overall marketing and rebranding strategy, as well as our effort to increasingly use technology to engage with the community. We were excited to work with ITS in redeveloping our website as part of the overall improvement to the Nashville.gov domain, and our work with the MEPR agency has been tremendous in our marketing and PR strategy. The website update that we implemented with the help of Metro has resulted in an easier to use website with more visitors, more efficient web experience, and lower bounce rates. Through the improved website and social media presence, we've been able to see an increase in our web traffic by almost 5,000 visitors, which is an increase of approximately 30%. We've also increased our blog visitors by 7 times this year through increased content and connectivity to the website. Lastly, we've almost doubled our social media followers through higher frequency postings with improved content. Additionally, we received an award from the Public Relations Society of America's Nashville chapter for Outstanding Annual Report, which you all have received in your packets. This was the first year we produced this publication, and we are proud of the outcome of the report, as well as the story that it tells about Nashville community education. We're pleased with the growth in all areas of this department this fiscal year, from locations to students to increased community engagement, and it's a great foundation for the work that we plan to pursue next fiscal year. The upcoming fiscal year, we're planning to do a full-scale launch of the right location, offering classes 4 nights a week. Additionally, we are planning to increase the number of daytime class offerings at our Cone location to provide greater community access to our programs. We did a pilot of daytime classes this winter, which was very successful, so we're excited about the opportunity that this will provide the department. Thus, we're asking to use some of our reserve funds to support the launch of this additional location. Today, Nashville Community Education is a thriving department that offers a valuable service to the Nashville community. We have worked to rebrand and rebuild, and now we are working towards growth. We are connecting with more community members through our increased presence in social media and our on-the-ground engagement with communities for our new locations. We're currently working to maximize our human capital and use our operating capital as efficiently as possible. Again, I'm excited about the opportunity we have as a department to provide adult educational opportunities to the overall Nashville community.
Thank you very much. And just for clarity purposes, the $80,000 increase is from your undesignated fund balance, correct?
Yes.
Right. Councilman Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and just bear with me for just a minute because I haven't done this in a while. John, how many departments does Metro have? 58? 52 is 52.
Those without the microphone are saying 52 or 53.
52 or 53. Well, for those council members who will be here, and maybe Madam Mayor, this department, and I knew Rich Riebling would remember, our chairman would remember, and Charlie will remember, this is the only department that came as an initiative from the council. And if you had a wish list for anything, I would certainly know that the chairman would look at that favorably, but I want other council members here who would be coming back to understand that this is the only department that has ever been created by the second floor up here, like the council, and not someplace else. And it used to be years ago, they really had no problem whatsoever, and they didn't gouge anybody or anything, but they had no problem with their budget because the council was proud that we started through members like Tandy Wilson and Mansfield Douglas and Joanne North and people that we grew up with, Ronnie, I guess, and Charlie and others. So while that may seem a little repetitious to some extent, we never know who's here and who's listening, but some of us still remember those days when we did take real pride in the fact that your department was an initiative from the council. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Claiborne.
Thank you, Ms. Curry, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just for clarity's sake, you show a $71,000 increase in your other expenses. Could you just tell us, I've tried to look through the papers here and I can't figure out, I see what some of those probably are, but would you just explain those to us?
For next fiscal year?
Yeah, it goes from this year you had 77.7 and it's going up to 148.7. So that's 71,000 difference. What is it?
So a couple of those expenses are increases in our overall administrative costs with adding two additional locations, going now to 3 locations. A bulk of the additional increase in our expenses also is from an increase in our low-cap fees due to additional fees that we're having to pay out for past employees.
Right, okay. So okay, so you got 47.8 for the low cap adjustments, 16 for insurance billings, and 36 for internal service fees. So the balance of it then is personnel cost. Is that what you're saying?
No, not personnel cost. Some of it is increased because we have to have more instructors. So some of that is a small piece of personnel cost, but a lot of it is increase in advertising expenses, increase in printing costs as we get more students and more enrollments. Our mailing list continues to grow, and so we have to send the catalog to a larger number of places and homes. An increase in some of the additional expenses that come with administrative costs in terms of supplies and everything that we need to run and manage the classes. So it just kind of filters through a number of categories.
And then the other question I had is, what is your remaining fund balance now?
We'll still have well over $300,000 in our fund balance remaining.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Tiger.
Thank you. And Ms. Curry, remind me where the Metro subsidy portion comes from. Your revenue for Metro subsidy.
The subsidy we receive from Metro?
Yeah.
That comes from the general fund.
Just general fund. And there used to be some involvement with the school system at one point?
Yes, several years ago. It used to be a joint partnership, but that ended and they created the commission as a new sort of entity that was just a city department.
A little over a decade ago.
Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? Okay, talk to me a little bit about what you look for in partnerships. I mean, obviously, I'm looking here, I see the legal aid, and you talked a little bit about the classes that are offered and legal assistance for folks and whatnot. I see some banks on there, and I assume they're doing the budgeting and balancing your checkbook and those type of classes. What do you look for in partners?
So in partners, we look for first someone who's willing, who wants to be an equal partner with us to help us to get the word out and to share information. We also look for partners that are offering classes or services that our community is asking for, like financial literacy, like computer skills. So we have a partnership with New Horizons where they are teaching our computer classes, or we have a partnership with the Nashville Public Library where they're coming and talking about literacy skills for children and adults in some of our classes and some of the technology pieces that they offer through the library. So we try to build partnerships that match the needs of the community with what we're able to get from local businesses so that both parties can work a little bit more efficiently and reach as many people as possible.
Okay. And what is your biggest need, or what do you hear from potential constituents as to classes and services that you're not able to offer? Does anything come to mind?
So we're always in need of additional technology classes that offer more specialized one-off sort of skills, not the general classes, but very particular skills in technology classes, and it's hard to find people who are able to teach those classes, particularly as a volunteer. And then the other thing is just classes that are offered in a variety of languages. So we're always in need for people who can teach classes in a different language, some of the classes that we already offer, so that more people can have access to that information.
That's great information. Thank you.
Thank you. Livette, thank you for being with us. And if there was a Most Improved Award, there is no question over the last several years that you and the folks at Community Ed, and it's a real tribute to you and your board that you have fought through the issues you have and built such a meaningful program for our community. Thank you for your good work, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.